Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, let's start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. And I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to the hopeful elect out there, scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. So I want to make a video today about mindset, because the scriptures do talk about having the right mindset and how to maintain your mind, okay? Because the mind, is a very complex thing, all right? You got the body, you got the mind, which, through the mind is how the soul and the spirit work, okay? So, we're just going to go into some scriptures, all right, about having a right mindset, okay? And this is really, the scriptures do say to meditate on the commandments. Let's go ahead and get that. Let's go to Joshua chapter 1 verse 8, and it reads, "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success." So see, even back then, people knew, all right, well, not people, but I'm going to say Israelites, okay? Not every nation has the knowledge that we have, right? All right, Jacob is the former of all things. So, pretty much all these religions and all these different, they even got the law of attraction. All that was plagiarized out of the scriptures, man, out of the Bible, all right? Because Jake is the former of all things, man. We know that the Bible is written by the Israelites for the Israelites, right? Of course, it was inspired of Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. But, all these ideas that are out here in the world came from the Israelites, man. All right? And one of the things that we did was we controlled our thought process, okay? You have to watch what you think about, man. All right? So Joshua was commanding the Israelites here, hey, this book of the law will not depart out of your mouth. All right. So he basically told them you got to read these laws every day. Why? So that, so if you meditate on them day and night and you read them every day, then you'll be able to observe to do according to all that is written. Okay. So exactly. So how are you going to be able to follow the commandments if you forgot one or two of them? Okay. Or if you don't read them every day, that's not at the forefront of your mind, because you got work, you got some of you have wives, you have children, you got all this stuff cluttering your mind. If you don't give room to the scriptures, you're not going to do it, whether you want to or not. Eventually you're going to fall off, man. So part of being in this truth is to meditate on the scriptures. Okay, let's go to let's get one more on that. Let's go to Sirach, chapter 6 and 37. And it reads, "Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments." Okay, the same thing is telling you to meditate and think about these laws, statutes, commandments, okay, continually. And it says, "He shall establish thine heart," which we know the word heart is going into your mind, your brain. All right. "He shall establish thine heart," or your mind, "and give you wisdom at thine own desire." So yeah, you'll be as wise as you want to be. All right. The Lord is going to give you wisdom at your own desire, man, because you're doing what he told you to do, which is to meditate on the scriptures. All right. Because that's where wisdom comes from, is from the scriptures. Okay. So let's go ahead now and let's talk about this, right? So, basically a lot of us don't even think about what we're thinking about. We're usually just going through the motions, all right? But it's very important throughout the day to think about the scriptures, to think about what is commanded of us, okay? And we got stuff in the Old Testament and in the New Testament and in the Apocrypha to think about, all right? The Lord said to go into all the world and preach this gospel, man. So you're supposed to be thinking about, what type of video am I going to make later, You know, stuff like that. That way, when you get home, you're not just scrambling to make a video. Next thing you know, you're going to take 3 hours to make a 10-minute video because you can't come up with nothing, right? And sometimes, you know, you just got to turn on the camera by faith and the Lord will speak through you, all right? But a lot of times it's good to prepare, okay? So let's go to Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 3. Or Salakia, verse 23. And it reads, keep thy heart with all diligence. Okay, so the word heart again goes into mind. So keeping your mind, maintaining your mind. Okay, and that's what this picture is a good representation of. It's like maintaining a car. You got to change the oil. You got to fill it up with gas. You got to make sure that the brakes are in good condition. Okay, you got to make sure that you got you know, everything's working properly, you know, so that way your car can last a long time and perform at its peak. It's the same thing with your mind. You want your mind to be working with you and not against you. Okay, your mind is like a steering wheel for your life. All right, you got to keep that thing on point. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And in the scriptures, it tells you how to do it. Keep thy mind with all diligence. Okay, the word diligence, we're going to go into that. Okay, diligence. Mishmar.
Strong's H, 4929. Mishmar. Mishmar.
Mishmar, okay, which means a place of confinement, a prison guard, jail, guard post, observance, jail, prison, guard. Perfect analogies, right? So basically a prison or a guard is something that traps you from going into the outside world, man. It's like a place of hardcore discipline. Okay, so basically that's what you got to do with your mind. You cannot allow your mind to just think about everything. All right, the scripture talks about casting down imaginations that exalt themselves above Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. So anything that's sinful, anything that's, you know, that is against Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, anything that could cause you to bug out, thinking about these stupid things is going to cause you to go off. All right, so if you have these thoughts, you got to cast them down and replace that negative thought with a positive thought about the scriptures. Okay, let's get the word, let's get the actual word diligence also, which means careful and persistent work or effort. And that's how you're going to maintain your mind, through persistent work or effort. And how do we do it? We just read it in Joshua. You got to meditate upon what you are to do. Meditate on the instructions. Meditate on the law, statutes, commandments. And, okay, so that's part of it. And then another part is also meditating, let's get it real quick. Meditating on positive things also. But let's go to Proverbs 4 and 23 in the Good News Translation. It says, let's get it in here real quick. It says, be careful how you think. Your life is shaped by your thoughts. Exactly. You see? So those of us in this truth, all right, may or may not know this, but it is important to control your mind. Control what you think about, because what you think about is what you're eventually going to take action on. Okay? And if your life is in a mess right now, you know that's why. It's because you're not controlling your mind. Okay? Now, of course, the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, puts us in certain situations. Okay? But this is a great tool, and it is commanded of us to meditate on the scriptures, man. This might be the reason why some of you, you know, went back into the world, man. You forgot about the Lord, man. Because you forgot about the law. I think it's... Let's see, is it this one? Yeah, here we go. Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. And here's the point. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. So you see, it's a constant reminder. We must constantly remind ourselves what is required of us by Yahweh Yahweh Shai. All right. Also, if we go to Exodus 20 real quick, the 10 commandments, and we scroll down to the Sabbath day commandment, which is verse 8. What does it say? Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Because a lot of you out there can back me up on this. Whenever you don't keep the Sabbath, usually it's because you forgot or you didn't even know it was the Sabbath day. You see? So what's the first part of the commandment is you must remember the Sabbath day. All right? You're not supposed to forget when the Sabbath day is, man. Even on the days that you have to work and you know you won't be able to keep it, you should still know it's the Sabbath day and you should still minimize the amount of work you're doing. All right, yeah, you're going to be working at work, but when you get home, you should have had your food prepared from yesterday and for the next day. So that way, at least when you get home, you can keep part of the Sabbath day. Okay, of course, it's still sin to not keep the Sabbath day, but we're supposed to be trying our hardest to keep it. You see? No? And it's okay to, if you want to take a day off to keep the Sabbath. All right, if you haven't kept it in a while, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, man. The Lord's going to reward you for that. That's a really good thing. But of course, we're not under the law. We're under grace. But we are to rehearse the righteous acts. Right? So now let's go into Philippians 4 and 8. Right? About changing your mindset, man. Because a new mindset is going to equal new results in your life, okay? Which we know the ultimate result we're looking for is to be counted worthy to stand with Yahweh Shai, man. To be considered a friend of Yahweh Shai, to endure until the end, man. To not take the MOTB, to not bug out and go back into the world, to stay the course, man. To finish the race. That is our goal, man. So that's what we got to be thinking about, man. We got to be thinking about the things that is going to keep us on this course. And not thinking about anything to the left and not thinking about anything to the right, but having your eye be single, right? What eye is that talking about, man? All right? It's your mind's eye, man. All right? They talk about having a third eye, right? And it looks like an eye, right? But really, that's talking about keeping your mind focused, man. This is Matthew chapter 6 and 22. Hang on. Let's go here. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. All right. And single is talking about being single-minded, man, for this truth. Because if you read the verse above it, verse 21, it says, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So what is our treasure, man? This truth. So that's where our heart or our mind should be focused on, is this truth. You see? Verse 20, let's go up one more here. It says, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break in nor steal. Right, because we're supposed to be making videos. We're supposed to be keeping the laws to the best of our ability, keeping the faith in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, being brotherly towards the brotherhood, man, giving whenever we can. All right? These are the things that's going to keep us going in this truth, man, that's going to allow us to endure into the end. All right? So that's why we're supposed to be laying up for ourselves treasures on heaven, right? Not on earth, right? Because it says, Matthew 6 and 19, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth where moth and rust doth corrupt and where thieves break in and steal. You see? And that's what people be doing here on earth. You know, the people in the world, they're thinking about how to increase their bag. They're thinking about, oh, how can I get more bitches? Or, how can I, whatever. I want to get this new car. I want to be able to pay for more pay-per-view so I can watch more fights. I want to make more money so I could do this and that and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Let me hang out with Esau to see if I can, get in the club and make some money. Yeah, but then you forgot about Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. So is that really worth it? Hell no, man. Fuck this world, man. Hey, this is why it's called a sacrifice. We're going to have to go through some pain, discomfort, all right, in order to receive the prize, man. You can't get the bag and also be in this truth, man. You're going to have to sacrifice that bag quite a bit, all right? Ain't nothing wrong with getting a better paying job, but at the end of the day, if that's all you're focused on, you're going to miss the point, man. You're going to miss the mark. You see, you're not going to make it to the end, man. If you're worried about, working 2-3 jobs, all right? The best thing to do in this truth is just work enough to where you have a good safety net to survive, all right? You got some savings, live below your means, live a nice, boring, quiet, disciplined, Spartan style lifestyle, man. Like the Spartans, they say that they were, it was all about health and they were minimalists. They didn't have a bunch of fancy shit. You see, they were more warrior minded, which that's how we should be, because we're in a war, man. This is war, man. All right? What we're doing is fighting a spiritual battle, man. All right? That's why scriptures say endure hardness as a good soldier. But not to get too off track. The mind is very important, man. You got to be careful what you think about. All right? You got to avoid certain thoughts like the plague. All right? And of course, that goes to say also that, you got to avoid certain the hell? It's a lot. You got to avoid certain saying certain things too, because whatever you say, you're going to think about, and whatever you think about, you're going to say too. All right? So it's good to do, things like affirmations. All right? And we're going to go into that. Before we read these affirmations, let's go into the book of Philippians 4:6. All right? It says, Salakia, 4:8. Let's go to 8 first, and then we'll go to 6. It says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true. Okay? That truth, right, is going into the truth, right? Which is really the scriptures. Okay? So we're supposed to be meditating on the scriptures. Okay? And things that pertain to the scriptures which are true. Okay? It says, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just. Right? Like you could meditate on the fact that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the devil, all right, he's going to go into slavery, man. That's a beautiful thing to meditate on, man. All right, so that way you're not going to be stuck in this hell forever, man. Eventually the devil will be punished for what he done, man. It says, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report. Right? So you just saw a prophecy that the MOTV was mandated. Hey, that's a good thing, man. Because that means we're about to get the hell up out of here, man. All right? It says, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. All right? This is basically going into positive thinking, man. But really, positive thinking according to the scriptures, not positive thinking according to, according to the people of this world. Like the people of this world, they'll take, this knowledge and they'll imagine themselves in a mansion, being a millionaire, being a rapper, being a big time salesman at their job and making $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, whatever. That's not the thing to meditate on, man. All right? Because you're gonna store up treasures here on earth, but are you gonna make it to the kingdom? Are you gonna have treasures in the kingdom, or are you gonna be the least in the kingdom? See? So yeah, we're to meditate on positive things, all right? Things of good report, all right? But try to filter it through the scriptures, man. Don't be, meditating on things that you just came up with. For example, you can meditate on these. It says, I can do all things through Hamashiach who strengthens me. All right, we know that's in the scriptures. It says, I am made in the image of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, if you're feeling down, you're feeling like, like you ain't shit, this can give you some confidence. I am made in the image of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Every one of our enemies will be our slaves, man. All right, you're getting beat down at work. You're tired. You're beat up. Your boss, your Edomite boss, is cracking the whip, make you feel a certain type of way. All right, giving privilege to the Edomite workers, but then you and the Jakes are suffering. Or the sellout Jakes, they're doing good, kissing Esau's ass, but then you get treated like shit. All right, hey, the 2/3 are gonna get destroyed too on this side, man. All right. What's something else you can meditate on? The world was made for our sakes, man. You see, that's a beautiful thing. The world was made for the Israelites, man. It wasn't made for these other nations, man. And really, it was made for Yahweh Shai. But Yahweh Shai is going to share it with us, man. That's a beautiful thing. It says, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Yep, so if you're afraid of something, you can think about this scripture. Okay, now I didn't quote these scriptures, but these are true statements according to the scripture, which some of them are verbatim and some of them are not verbatim. Okay, but these are things you can think about, right? It says, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and of a sound mind. And if you go into the scriptures, we know the word love is talking about the truth of the scriptures. All right? Love doesn't mean a butterfly feeling you got in your stomach. That's not what it's talking about. The kingdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is at hand. So remember, okay, we're almost out this bitch. Okay, these are great things to meditate on. These are going to give you endurance. Okay. The next point I want to go into is that it's important to watch your diet going into, because we're just talking about mindset, right? Well, that's part of your mindset, believe it or not. We're going to go to Sirach chapter 30 and verse 25. And it reads, a cheerful, weren't we thinking about positive things? It says a cheerful and a good heart, which is mind, will have a care of his meat and diet. You see? So in order for you to maximize your mindset, thinking about the right things in order to stay on course for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, a big part of that is eating proper foods, man. Eating healthy foods, all right? If you can't afford it, get organic meats and vegetables, all right? And always pray over your food, okay? We know we're supposed to be eating. We're supposed to be eating fruits and vegetables, proper meats, okay? We're not supposed to, it's not good to deep fry meats too much because most of those oils that are affordable end up being those nasty seed oils, which are full of chemicals and, and oxidation, which will destroy your arteries and your heart, okay? But it's okay to put a little olive oil, butter on the pan and cook up some chicken thighs or cook up some, some chicken breasts and season it up. That's perfectly healthy, man. What I'm referring to is deep frying, all right? Because usually you're not going to deep fry in avocado oil or 100% organic olive oil because that's not reasonable, man. That's expensive and, it's just not possible in this kingdom for most Jakes. So, stick to the basics, You can cook some chicken, broccoli, some sweet potatoes, eat some apples on this. That's a great meal prep right there, man. All right, and you can model it and eat whatever, Of course, we don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, or any of the abominable foods. Absolutely not. All right, only lawful meats: chicken, turkey, fish, beef, lamb, goat. All right, things like that. Okay, you can find the full list in Leviticus chapter 11. But the point is, man, eat proper foods. Don't eat bullshit like Doritos, TV dinners. No, you got to learn how to cook, man. And this thing, you can't be eating takeout your whole life, man. That's for children. You're an adult. We got to eat proper foods, all right? Learn how to cook. If you don't know how to cook, this is going to drastically change your life for the better. All right? So yeah, like it says in the scripture, a cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet. So this is going to make your thoughts a lot more positive. And I know that's 100% true, man, because when I eat bullshit like, McDonald's, or, I go to a local burger joint, eat some fries, or fried chicken and whatever. When I eat out, I always end up getting weak-minded, tired. I start getting distracted. I start watching TikTok videos about random bullshit. I get distracted, man. These foods will give you the mental strength to be able to focus better, man. Focus is important with our people, man. A lot of us got that ADHD, can't focus. This is how you fix it, man. Simple as that. All right? And pray. Pray. All right? And the last point I want to go into is, of course, and before I go into that, of course, this doesn't go without mention. It is not a sin to drink. Okay? It is a sin to drink in excess. So, of course, while you're eating proper foods, you want to also drink moderately. All right? Don't be drinking out of control. Okay? I'm at the point in my life, I usually just drink on the weekends, but it's not a sin to drink every day. There's a scripture that goes into don't be drinking from early morning till night. So yeah. So if you're gonna drink, it's best to drink, after work, or in the afternoon, preferably when it's later in the day, going into evening. Okay, not drinking too much. Okay, so that's part of your diet too. Too much drinking is going to cause depression, and it's not good. It's going to cause you to make a mockery of yourself and, get into fights, all type of things that are not expedient. Okay? And now, let's go into sleep a little bit. Okay, sleep is important too. Of course, sometimes you can't always get sleep. You got to go to work. You got to do your duty. Okay, that's number one. But you want to try to maximize how much sleep you can, how much good quality sleep you get. Let's go to Sirach 31:20. And it reads, sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. Okay, so what is moderate eating? Okay, so it's not only important to eat healthy, but it's important to measure out how much food you eat in a day. Okay, moderate eating, meal prepping. Okay, don't eat too much. Okay, some people don't even know what they eat. They just eat for pleasure. You can't be doing that. You gotta eat you gotta eat logically, not emotionally. Okay, see that? I'm gonna say it again. You wanna eat logically, not emotionally. Okay, so eat as much as you need, and that's it. You shouldn't be super full when you're done eating. You should feel satisfied, but there should still be room in your stomach. All right, and that's called exercising discipline. Okay, let's go to this definition. Self-discipline, the ability to control one's feelings and overcome one's weaknesses. The ability to pursue what one thinks is right despite temptations to abandon it. That's right. So when you start doing this, all right, yeah, you're going to feel hungry. You're going to feel like, kind of sad, maybe even feel a little bit depressed for a little while. But that's good because that means your body is adjusting. Eventually, that feeling goes away and it's replaced with a feeling of great focus and strength. And that's what we're trying to achieve in this truth. Okay, so we're to follow the instructions given to us in the scriptures, man, which everything was written for our learning. Okay, so let's go back here. Sirach 31:20. Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. He riseth early, and his wits are with him. All right, you ever wake up tired as hell, and you're bumping into walls and shit, or you're forgetting your keys, or you're forgetting your wallet before you leave the house? All right, this is one of the reasons, man, because you're eating too much the day before, and when you eat too much, your body gets addicted to food, and then while you're in bed, you're thinking about food. You can't sleep, man. So once you discipline your body and your mind, all right, you'll be able to sleep better, man. And also, if you eat a bunch of food, you ain't gonna be able to sleep because your body's digesting food instead of sleeping. Your body can't really do two things at once. All right. It says, but the pain of watching and choler and pangs of the belly are with an unsatiable man. That's right. So don't be greedy. Don't be a glutton. All right. And these things all go together, man. Sleep. And of course, a small mention on exercise. We know the scriptures say that bodily exercise is of little benefit. All right. So it is of benefit, but little benefit. But that was, again, in the ancient world. When in the ancient world, right, people always walked everywhere. There wasn't all this technology bullshit. So guess what? Everyone naturally had a baseline of athleticism. So for them to work out on top of that is little benefit. But how much more benefit is it to us now in the modern world where Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is trying to fag us out by making us, effeminate. And part of being effeminate is being sedentary, man. If you sit on your ass all day, it's not good, man. You got to get up. You got to move around. All right. Especially in this modern world, man. All right. We already got enough things to deal with as far as, the poison in the air, the food, the water. All right. A good way to get rid of that is sweating those toxins out. All right. And a good way to push through mental block is through discipline of exercise. Even going for a walk will work wonders, man. 15-minute, 30-minute walk every day. Incredible for your health, man. If you don't got time, do a 15-minute walk. That's all you really need. All right. So all these things are going to work together, man, for your mindset, to put you in the right mind frame, man. And mind is above the body, man. Because that's where the spirit comes in. Your spirit works through that mind to make your body move, and So yeah, brothers and sisters, write these precepts down. I'm gonna go ahead and list them out in the comments or something, and y'all could, or y'all could just go back in the video and write them down. These are great precepts to meditate on. Okay. And then the last thing I want y'all to meditate on is also, of course, this goes without saying, the 10 Commandments. Okay? You must meditate on the 10 Commandments every single day. Exodus chapter 20, verse 1 through 17. Exodus chapter 20, verse 1 through 17. All right? So we can remember to do what is required of us, right? And of course, you got in the New Testament things as well that you should be meditating on. All right? But we're always supposed to keep studying and learning. Study to show yourself approved. All right, Yasharallah? So yeah, maintain your mind. And, Salakia, brothers. I don't know where that picture went, but yeah, maintain your mind, brothers and sisters. All right? You got to keep your mind sharp. All right? It's part of being in this truth. All right? So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect out there. And until next time, Shalom.